So the last job of the day, I'm going to pull this flywheel off. Now these bolts are tight, they're held on with Loctite, and the gun's the best way to get them off. Try and take them off diagonally opposite. I don't know if you can see with this, but with the angle of the camera, we ain't got much room down here. Right, that's them out. They were naughty boys. Now, I'm going to try and get that clutch out. Oh, the flywheel, sorry. I put a couple of screws in. Now I'm going to try and stand up a bit if I can. Oh, that's made for me. There we go. Now, you know something? Let's have a look at this seal if we can. That's going to be difficult. Let me organise this camera a bit better. This may not be the best view, but you can see under the seal itself there's no leakage. On the HS 2.8, the International engine, they put extra bolts here, but they didn't. Now I don't know if you can see. Well, it's very difficult to get in with the camera, but it is a bit wet under there. But is that oil that's being kicked up because it's remarkably dry here? Oh, do I pull that seal out? Oh, go on, let's pull it out. Right, let's put this camera back down. So I took the seal off, and there is no gasket on it. It's just been held on with RTV silicone. There is wetness here though, look. You see here? And you see that bit just there? It's wet there, look. Same as there. It's had no sealer on it, so good tip, good call. Pull it out. We can't use it again. Now when you put those seals in, you must put them in dry. My hair. You've got to put them in the seal dry. Don't put any lubrication on the outside of the seal like you normally do, because they're Teflon. So let's get that cleaned up. Let's get this seal on, clutch on, and we'll box this up for today, and then we'll put the gearbox in tomorrow morning. So I hope this is going to come out alright. I've cleaned up the face, the flange, just checked the sealing area is all correct and nice and dry. And then we're going to put the seal on. You know, this is upside down, isn't it interesting? So I've got the gasket on, and we must keep this retainer in place. And how we put it on, we put the retainer over the seal, over the end of the crank. We get a nice even pressure, and we push it on like that. And that's on. Then we can put the bolts back in. And we can tighten that seal. Again, this isn't a very old engine, I don't think. The bolts are extremely clean, not rusted at all, if you can see what I mean. Very interesting. So the specified torque is 25 Newton meters. I've got my gear down here. It's an interesting view, is this? I've never done it like this before. I haven't clicked them down yet. I'm just tightening them up a bit, and then I'll go around them and do them evenly. There we go. That's it. So that's the seal on. The next thing I'll do is refit the crank. I'll clean up the insides of here with the bell housing, and then I shall clean the flywheel up. That's a bit boring. And then we'll fit the flywheel. Now what we're going to do before we fit the flywheel, we're going to make sure all these bolt holes in here, these threaded holes, are nice and dry. We're going to squirt some brake cleaner in there and clean them out, because you can't put Loctite on top of oil. So let's get on with that. So the flywheel's tightened down, there's Loctite on there, and what I've done also is I've used my input shaft on the bush here, make sure that the bush is nice and tight. Now we're going to put the clutch plate on when I get it spluttered out, and there we go. That's onto there, and then the cover. Now, when we do the cover, I didn't like the bolts they put in. I'm going to fetch some better ones. Once the clutch cover's on, with using your centering bolt to keep the friction plate in place, you tighten down your bolts. What was it now? Wait a minute. Let's have a look. I think it's 35 Newton meters. Yeah, 35 Newton meters. I've been round them once, but do them diagonally if you see what I mean. What I did was I changed them from, I changed the bolts from this type to these flange bolts. They're a lot better. You can get your socket in a bit better. Same thread, just a smaller head. There you go. One more for look, and that's all you're going to get. So that's us done now until the morning. I've had enough of this today, and we'll come back and we'll put the gearbox in.